When chapman billies leave the street, and drouthy neighbours meet, as market days are wearing late, and folk begin to tack the gate, while we sit boozing at the nappy, and getting fou and unco happy, we think no on the lang Scots miles, the mosses, waters, slaps and stiles that lie between us and our hame, where sits our sulking sullen dame, gathering her brows like a gathering storm, and nursing her wrath to keep it warm. This truth fund honest Tam o' Shanter, as he frae air ae night did canter, all there whom their tune surpasses, for honest men and bonny lasses. Ah, Tam, hadst thou but been sae wise as teen thy ain wife Kate's advice, she telled thee well thou was a skellum, a blethering, blustering, drunken blellum, that frae November till October, ae market day thou wasna sober, that till come elder with a miller, thou sat as long as thou had siller, that every neg was cad a shoe on, the smith and thee got roaring foo on, that in the Lord's house, even on Sunday, thou drank with Curtin Jean till Monday. She prophesied that later soon thou would be found deep drowned in Doon, or catched with warlocks in the murk, by Alloway's old haunted kirk. A gentle dames that gars me greet to think how many counsels sweet, how many lengthened sage advices the husband for the wife despises. But to our tale, ae market night, Tam had got planted unco right, fast by an ingle bleezing finely with reeman swots that drank divinely, and at his elbow Suitor Johnny, his ancient trusty druidy crony. Tam looed him like a very brother. They had been fou for weeks together. The night drave on with sangs and clatter, and aye the ale was growing better. The landlady and Tam grew gracious, with favours secret, sweet and precious. The suitor told his queerest stories, the landlord's laugh was ready chorus. The storm without might rare and rustle, Tam didna mind the storm of whistle. Care mad to see a man sae happy, and drooned himself among the nappy. As bees flee hame with lades of treasure, the minutes winged their ways with pleasure. Kings may be blessed, but Tam was glorious, or a' the ills of life victorious. But pleasures are like poppies spread, you seize the flower its bloom is shed, or like the snowfall in the river, a moment white then melts forever, or like the borealis race, that flitter you can point their place, or like the rainbow's lovely form, vanishing amid the storm. Nae man can tether time nor tide, the hour approaches Tam on ride, that hour o' night's black arts the keystone, that dreary hour he mounts his beastin', and sick a night he tucks the road in as ne'er poor sinner was abroad in. The wind bluest had blown its last, the rattling showers rose in the blast, the speedy gleams the darkness swallowed, loud deep and lang the thunder bellowed. That night a child might understand, the deal had business on his hands. Well mounted on his grey mare Meg, a better never lifted leg, Tam scalped on through dub and mire, despising wind and rain and fire, whilst holding fast his gid blue bonnet, whilst crooning o'er some old Scots sonnet, whilst glowering round with prudent cares, lest bogles catch him unawares. Kirkalloway was drawing nigh, where ghaists and howlets nightly cry, but this time he was crossed the ford, where in the snow the chapman smoored, and past the birks and Meeklestane, where drunken Charlie brack's neck bane, and through the winds and by the cairn, where hunters fund the murder bairn, and near the thorn aboon the well, where Mungo's mother hanged hersel. Before him Doonpour's eyes floods, the doubling storms roar through the woods, the lightnings flash from pole to pole, near and more the thunders roll, when glimmering through the groaning trees, Kirkalloway seemed in a blaze. Through Ilkabore the beams were dancing, and loud resounded mirth and dancing, inspiring bold John Barleycorn, what dangers thou can make us score, with Tipperary we fear no evil, with Esquibay we face the devil. The Scots he streamed in Tammy's novel, fair play he cared the deals of blood, but Maggie stood right sair astonished, till by the heel and hand and monist, she ventured forward on the lift, and vow Tam saw an unco sicht. Warlocks and witches in a dance, naked tea-ombre new from France, but hornpipes, jigs, strathspeys and reels put life and metal in their heels. A Winnock bunker in the east, there sat old Nick in shape of beast, a Towgesy type, black, grim and large, to give the music was his charge. He screwed the pipes and garten skill till roof and rafters added diddle. Coffins stood round like open presses that shawed the dead in their last dresses, and by some devilish cantrip slicht each in its called hand held a lift, by which heroic Tam was able to note upon the hilly table a murderer's banes and gibbet-airns, twa span lang unchristened bairns, a thief new cut at frae a rate, with his last gasp as guard the gate, 5 tomahawks with blood red rusted, 5 scimitars with murder crusted, a garter which a babe had strangled, a knife a father's throat had mangled, whom his ain son of life bereft, the grey hairs yet stacked to the heft, with mair o horrible and awful, which even to name would be unlawful. 3 lawyers' tongues turned inside out with lies, seemed like a beggar's clout, 3 priests' hearts rotten black as muck, lay stinking vile in every nook. As Tammy glowered amazed and curious, the mirth and fun grew fast and furious, the piper loud and louder blew, the dancers quick and quicker flew, they reeled, they set, they crossed, they clicked till Ilka, Carlin, Swat and Reekit, and Custer durries to the work, and linked it in her sark. Now Tam, oh Tam, had they been quines, all plump and strapping in their teens, their sarks instead of creasy flannin been snog like 1700 linen, their breeks so mine my ain they pair, the tains were plush o' good blue hair, I would have given them off my hardies, for ae blink o' they bonny birdies. But whether beldams, auld and droll, rigwoody hags would speen a foal, louping and flinging on a crummock, I wondered didna turn thy stomach. But Tam kent what was what fu brawly. There was a winsome wench and woolly that night enlisted on the corps. Long after Kent on Carrick shore, for mony a beast the dead she shot, and perished mony a bonny boat, and shoot baith meikle corn and bear, and kept the countryside in fear. Her cutty sark o' paisley harn, that while lassie she had worn in longitude though sairly scanty, it was a best and she was vanty. Ah, little kenned I reverend granny that sark she coughed for her wee nanny, with twapun Scots, 'twas a her riches would e'er a grace to dance o' witches. But here my muse her wingman cure, sick flights are far beyond her poor, to sing how Nanny lap and flang, a supple jade she was and strang, and how Tam stood like in bewitched, and thought was very een enriched. Even Satan glowered and fidged through fain, and hotched and blew wi' might and main, till first a keeper, sin another, Tam tint his reason together, and roars out, "Well done, cutty sark!" And in an instant a' was dark, and scarcely had he Maggie rallied, when out the hellish legion sallied, as bees bezoot wi' angry fight, when plundering herds assail their bike, as elpin pussies mortal foes, when pop she starts before their nose, as eager runs the market crowd, when catch the thief resounds aloud, so Maggie runs, the witches follow, wi' mony an eldritch screek and hollow. Ah Tam, they'll get thy faring, in hell they'll roast thee like a herring. In vain thy Kate awaits thy coming, Kate soon will be a woeful woman. Now do thy speedy utmost, Meg, and win the keystone of the brig. There at them thou thy tail may toss, a running stream they darena cross, but ere the keystone she could make, the fainted tail she had to shake. For Nanny, far before the rest, hard upon noble Maggie pressed, and flew at Tam with furious ettle, but little wist she Maggie's mettle. A spring brought off her master hail, but left behind her ain grey tail. The carlin clocked her with her rump, but left poor Maggie scarce a stump. Now wha this tale, o truth shall read, ilk man and mother's son tak heed, whene'er to drink you are inclined, or cutty sarks are in your mind. Think, you may buy the joys o'er dear, remember Tam o' Shanter's mare.